Hi, my name is Josh and I'm with Energy Solutions, and we implement the Puget Sound Energy Commercial Food Service Program. The Puget Sound Energy, or PSE, Commercial Food Service Program allows food service equipment dealers to give rebates as a discount to PSE customers purchasing new high-efficiency commercial food service equipment and installing it within PSE service territory. Now, PSE has implemented this commercial food service program for a long time, but the program is now getting an upgrade. From now on, all PSE commercial food service rebate reimbursement claims will be submitted online to this new online system. In this video, we're going to cover the new online system, how and where to log in, the online dashboard, how to submit a rebate reimbursement claim online, how to then view those claims, and duplicate those claims that may have multiple types of equipment for that project, and finally, how to view payments and your rebate reimbursement checks. Now, what you're seeing here is the new online system. It's located at pnwutilityrebates.com. It's in the link to this video. And this is where you're going to submit all of your rebate reimbursement claims online. If you are currently participating in the PSE Commercial Food Service Program, you should actually receive an email from Energy Solutions with your login information after you've had your initial training from C+C. Now, once you log in, this is what you're going to see. This is the dashboard that you see on this website. And on this dashboard, you're going to see the Submit a New Claim button. We've made that pretty obvious on how to submit a new rebate reimbursement claim. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you how to check the status of all of your claims. Now, I've inputted a bunch of sample data into the system, so you're able to see what it would look like after you've been participating in the program for a while. And in this claim by status table, what you see are different statuses that claims might be in throughout the process. So if a claim is unsubmitted, it means you've saved it in draft form and you have not yet submitted to the Energy Solutions team to review. If a claim is in the submitted form, that means you have submitted it to Energy Solutions, and we kind of make a promise that we will review claims within 48 hours. So claims should not be in the submitted state for that long. Once Energy Solutions team member has reviewed the claim, we will either reach back out to you to make edits, or we will approve the claim, and that'll make the claim go into the approved state. Now, for this program, we cut checks every Tuesday, which means any approved claims that are in the system by the following Tuesday will move into the closed paid state, which means that a check has been cut and is currently either in the mail or you have received that check. The only reason we would ever move a claim into the rejected state is if there's an equipment return or for some reason we notice that it's a duplicate claim. This shouldn't happen too often and is most of the time, like I said, for returns or duplicates. So we're actually going to get into how to submit a new claim to the online system. You're going to go up here to submit a new claim. Click on that big blue button. And at the top here under location and program, you're going to select the program that you're participating in. For this program, today we're talking about the PSE Commercial Food Service Program, so we're going to select that. If you participate in any of the other Energy Solutions implemented food service programs, they will all show up within this drop-down window. Today we're going to use a sample address here for the install date of the equipment, install location of the equipment. Let's do 1 Main Street in Tacoma in Washington. And the zip code for this project, I pulled a Tacoma zip code up. That'll be 98402. Once you click continue, the rest of the claim form will show up asking you for any of that customer and install information. So let's say the sale that we made was to Johnny's Pizza. So we're going to say the business name is Johnny's Pizza. And let's say the customer that purchased that equipment was Johnny, and maybe his last name is Pizza. Now this is a food service establishment, so under building type we're going to choose food service, and under customer phone number we're going to enter their phone number. I put a sample one in here, and I'm going to put a test email in here as well. Next up is our sale information, so this is going to be everything that's on the invoice. So let's say I made the sale, I am the salesperson, my name is Josh Channon, and I sold the piece of equipment today as the sales date. Now my internal invoice number is 12345 as an example, and let's say I've sold a high efficiency fryer and that fryer's price was $1,500 before the rebate. One of the last things I need to do here is choose Browse to upload a copy of the sales invoice. So I'm going to upload a copy of that invoice 12345, and you'll notice it is uploading. And once it turns green, that upload is complete. Then we're going to add the equipment that we sold. So let's say I sold one fryer. We're going to choose fryer from the drop down. Let's say it was the Pitco VF35S. That's going to be all the way down at the bottom. And we're going to add the equipment to the claim by clicking the blue button. Once that equipment's added, all we need to do left is choose whether this was replacement equipment or new construction. Johnny's Pizza's been around a while and they're just replacing a fryer, so we're going to choose replacement equipment. And let's say that they're going to install it next week on Friday. We're going to choose the 18th. And that's it. Once you've filled out all of the claim information, the submit button will appear and you will be able to click submit to the program. Now, once you've done that, you will see that we land on the claims list here, which shows you all of the claims that you've submitted to the program. Once we hit refresh here, you'll see that this claim that we just submitted for 1 Main Street in Tacoma for the VF35S fryer shows up with a $1,000 rebate and a $50 spiff. You'll notice that is submitted here. Now, on this claims list, which you can access at any time by going to claims and clicking lists on the left-hand side, you're able to filter here to find the claims that you're looking for. So for example, if you wanted to search by invoice number, you could click on advanced search, type in invoice number 12345, and you click go. And once you do that, you will see any claims that were submitted for invoice number 12345 will show up. Now let's go back to that claim that we just submitted. I'm going to show you what the claim looks like afterwards. So after the claim has been submitted, you'll see all of the information that you entered, including that address, and all of the customer information shows up. You'll be able to see a copy of that invoice if you need to reference it, any of that equipment information, along with the rebate and spiff information. Now, let's say this project actually had 2 pieces of equipment that were sold. What we're going to do now is copy the claim, so you don't have to re-enter all of that information. Go up to the top here and click copy claim. Once you do that, a new claim will be created with a new claim number, and it'll stay in the unsubmitted state. All we need to do is click edit claim, and all of that information gets automatically populated from our last one. Let's say this second piece of equipment was a griddle. Let's say we sold the griddle for $5,000 before the rebate. We're going to upload that same invoice that we had just uploaded to that last one, invoice 12345. And we're going to just change this piece of equipment over to a griddle. Let's say we're going to keep it at 1 griddle. Choose griddle from the list. Let's say this was an AccuTemp GGF model griddle. We're now going to add that griddle to the claim. The submit button should appear, and we will be able to submit for that second piece of equipment on that same invoice without having to re-enter in all that information. You'll now see that the 2 claims that we just submitted, one for the VF35S fryer and one for that griddle, now show up in the claims list, and we can move forward. Now, what you all are really going to care about is tracking in here and making sure you can track all of the payments that you've received on this program. So we're actually going to go to payments on the left-hand side and click on payments. And here's where you can see all of the different payments that you might have received through Energy Solutions implemented programs. Now, for example, if you receive a check in the mail from us, you can go in and type in that check number to actually pull up to see which claims are on that check, or under advanced search, you can actually search that invoice number to see, to see if Energy Solutions has paid you back for the invoice on your system. So let's type in 12345 and click go, and let me see, I might have done 6 there. There we go. And you'll be able to bring up this check number. This is check number 8675309. And you'll be able to see that we cut this check, and I had created this check earlier. This was actually for 2 claims. One was that fryer and one was a griddle for that $1,000 rebate and $50 spiff for the fryer, $500 rebate and $50 spiff for the griddle, both of that 1 Main Street Tacoma address. And here's where you can get all that information on that check payment. If the check has been issued, it's either in the mail or it should be, today is September 10th, so you can see that this check was cut today, and you should be receiving it soon. If you ever have any questions on the Puget Sound Energy Commercial Food Service Program, you can always go over to support here on the left-hand side, click on support, and you'll be able to see the Puget Sound Energy Commercial Food Service Program here with a phone number and an email address. This is our hotline phone number and email address. This phone number actually rings mine and a bunch of my coworkers' phones, and we will be able to answer the phone at any time to answer your questions that you might have on how to submit a claim online, to see if a customer or a piece of equipment qualifies for the program, or even to add a new piece of equipment to the online system for some reason you don't see a high efficiency model listed that should qualify for the program. This email address also goes to all of us, and you can ask us any questions there as well that aren't as time sensitive, but we should get to all emails within 24 hours. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, and we hope you have a good time participating in the Puget Sound Energy Commercial Food Service Program. Thank you.